Captain Marcus Chen had seen enough interstellar diplomatic exchanges to know when someone was pulling his leg. The Zephyrian ambassador's translator crackled with static as it delivered what had to be the galaxy's worst joke. In exchange for mining rights to asteroid belt Gamma 7, we offer you our most precious gift, the companionship of twin sisters Anna and Helen for the duration of your stay. Marcus nearly choked on his synthetic coffee. Around the negotiation table, his crew exchanged bewildered glances. The Zephyrians, with their crystalline exoskeletons and multifaceted eyes, remained perfectly still, which in their culture indicated either deep contemplation or barely contained amusement. "I'm sorry," Marcus said, setting down his cup carefully. "Did you just offer me people?" The ambassador's translator buzzed again. "Not people, Captain. Warriors. Our finest tactical specialists. Your species has proven intriguing in combat scenarios. We wish to observe human adaptability firsthand." Dr. Sarah Webb, the expedition's xenobiologist, leaned forward. "Ambassador, are you suggesting some kind of cultural exchange program?" "Cultural, tactical, and biological assessment," came the reply. "Anna and Helen have volunteered for this honor. They are curious about human resilience patterns." Marcus felt a headache building. 3 months into their deep space mining expedition, and now the locals wanted to conduct some kind of alien anthropology experiment. "With all due respect, Ambassador, we're here for asteroid mining, not—" The facility's emergency klaxons cut him off mid-sentence. Red lights bathed the conference room as his comm officer's voice crackled through the speakers. "Captain, we've got multiple bogies inbound. Unknown configuration, definitely not Zephyrian. They're jamming our communications and moving fast." The Zephyrian ambassador's crystalline form shifted, colors rippling across its surface in what Marcus had learned was their equivalent of alarm. "Void hunters," it said. "They have found this system." "Who are the Void hunters?" Marcus demanded, already moving toward the door. "Scavengers, destroyers. They consume entire systems, leaving nothing but debris." The ambassador's form darkened. "We had hoped to evacuate before they arrived. Time has run short." As if summoned by the crisis, 2 figures appeared in the doorway. Marcus's first thought was that someone had taken human women and redesigned them for war. Anna and Helen stood nearly 7 feet tall, with elongated limbs that suggested both grace and lethal efficiency. Their skin held a subtle blue-silver tint, and their eyes glowed with an inner light that seemed to process information faster than any organic being should. "Captain Chen," the one on the left said in perfect, unaccented English, "I am Anna. This is my sister Helen. We request permission to defend your vessel." Marcus stared. "You speak English?" "We are adaptive," Helen replied, her voice carrying the same measured tone. "Your language patterns were absorbed during our approach. We also downloaded your tactical databases, weapons specifications, and combat protocols." "You what?" Anna stepped forward. "Captain, 47 Void Hunter vessels approach. Your ship carries conventional human armaments, effective but limited. We carry biotechnology that your species would classify as impossible. Cooperation increases survival. Probability from 12% to 84%. The numbers hit Marcus like a physical blow. 12%. His crew of 38 souls had a 12% chance of survival without help. "What exactly are you offering?" Instead of answering, both sisters began to change. Their skin took on a metallic sheen as what Marcus realized was some kind of organic armor flowed across their bodies. Weapon ports opened along their arms, revealing energy conduits that pulsed with contained power. "We are living weapons," Anna explained, her voice now carrying a harmonic resonance that suggested massive internal modifications. "Bred for war, trained for adaptation. We have studied human combat philosophy, your willingness to sacrifice for others, to fight against impossible odds, to never surrender. These concepts fascinate us." "Fascinate you enough to die alongside us?" Marcus asked. Helen's glowing eyes met his. "Captain, death is data, Survival is data. But choosing to stand with allies against overwhelming force, that is something our species is still learning to understand. You call it courage. We call it evolution. The ship shuddered as the first enemy salvos struck their shields. Through the viewport, Marcus could see the Void Hunter fleet, organic-looking vessels that seemed to writhe through space like living predators. 30 seconds until they're in effective firing range, his tactical officer reported. Marcus looked at the two alien sisters, then at his crew. Every face showed the same mixture of fear and determination that had carried humanity from caves to the stars. Anna, Helen, welcome to the team. What happened next would be remembered in both human and Zephyrian histories as the Battle of the Yae, Singing Stars. The Void Hunters expected easy prey, a small human mining operation with standard defenses. Instead, they encountered something unprecedented. Human tactical creativity merged with Zephyrian biotechnology. Anna and Helen fought like liquid lightning, their bodies adapting mid-combat to counter each new threat. But it was their integration with the human crew that turned the tide. They didn't just fight alongside Marcus's people, they learned from them. When Chief Engineer Rodriguez jury-rigged a mining laser into a weapon, Anna incorporated the improvisation into her own systems. When Pilot Santos executed a maneuver that should have torn the ship apart, Helen analyzed and improved upon it. Your species, Anna said during a brief lull in the fighting, does not calculate odds. You create them. The battle lasted 6 hours. When it ended, 37 of 47 Void Hunter vessels were destroyed, and the remainder fled into deep space. The human ship bore scars but survived. More importantly, it had gained something unexpected, a new understanding between species. As the dust settled, Marcus found himself sitting in the medical bay, having his wounds treated by Dr. Webb. Anna and Helen sat nearby, their biotechnology already healing their injuries. So, Marcus said, was this what your people had in mind for cultural exchange? Anna's expression, now noticeably more human-like than when they'd first met, curved into what might have been a smile. We learned more in 6 hours than we expected to discover in 6 months. And what did you learn? Helen answered, her voice carrying new warmth. That courage is contagious. That humans fight not just for survival but for each other. And that perhaps the strongest weapons are not those built for destruction, but those forged in unity. Marcus nodded, understanding finally dawning. The Zephyrians hadn't offered him companions. They'd offered their daughters the chance to become something new. Something that was part alien biotechnology, part human spirit, and entirely unprecedented in galactic history. Welcome to the family, he said. Outside the viewport, the stars sang their ancient songs, now joined by newer voices, human and Zephyrian, separate but harmonized, carrying the sound of evolution itself across the cosmos.